Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. Silver Springs Police, the FBI, Texas Rangers, and Hopkins County Sheriff's Office continue to seek a 6 feet tall, heavyweight white male that robbed Alliance Bank Southtown branch Wednesday. He left the area in a white four-door sedan. Alliance Bank President Tom Sellers says all law enforcement agencies responded quickly and with expert help as the investigation and search began. The Southtown branch was opened again on Thursday. Christopher Lynn Frame, alias Shelby Slayton, age 25, was transferred to Hopkins County Jail on warrants following his incarceration in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Frame is charged locally with theft from elderly by credit debit card and theft of property. He's also facing similar charges and warrants issued in Gregg County, Smith County, and the Tyler Police Department. Justin Pendergraft, age 33, of Sumner, Texas, was speeding on Loop 301 when DPS Trooper King made the traffic stop. Trooper King noted a knife, found a black pistol between the driver's seat and console, and in the passenger seat, he found methamphetamine. It was also found that Pendergraft had been previously convicted of more than one felony. Pendergraft is in Hopkins County Jail. He's being held on a total of $25,000 in bond. Thursday early voting is open 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. and Friday, voting in Hopkins County early voting will take place at 128 Jefferson Street in Silver Springs from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Friday is the final day for early voting. Tuesday, November 8th is Election Day with the polls open from 7 until 7. KSST will begin election coverage at 7 p.m. and continue coverage until 10 p.m. At 15:30 and 45 minutes past the hour, state and national totals will be provided in coverage by Texas State Network. That will begin at 7:15 p.m.
Mike Davis and his wife Ricky have a soft spot for kids in need, and they're planning their 15th annual toy run to collect toys for needy children for Christmas. That's Saturday, November 12th at ABC Autoplex.
We call it Holly Swatzel Memorial Fun Run. It's at ABC Autoplex every year. This is our 15th annual, and we raise toys for all the needy children. This year, the toys will go to the Blue Santa, and two-thirds of them will go to Blue Santa, and a third of them will go to the Winsboro Fire Department.
Okay. So each year you kind of select how you want to help out with this charity.
Yes, we've done this, like I say, for 15 years, and it was the Salvation Army for a while, and now the Blue Santa, I think. I'm not sure how all that works. You can tell me better than I can, but they've took over the toy part of it.
Well, it's always good to get acquainted with the different ways to donate as Christmas season comes on. So when we say we, when I say we are doing that fun run, who are we?
We are my wife and family, Mac Jordan and his family out of Winsboro, and ABC Autoplex, Ronnie Paris, and it started as a motorcycle event with a group called No Name Riding Group that I started back in 2000. And we don't get to ride too much as a group anymore, but we've kept the toy run going.
Okay.
And it means a lot to Ronnie and Paris and a lot to me, and so we've kept it going through the years.
Well, for those who would be new to the concept of a toy run or a fun run, what happens? This will happen on November 12th, Saturday, November 12th, starting at
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. And so what do you do?
Well, you show up at around 9. You don't have to be there right at 9, but around 9 o'clock, and bring a toy, and we'll get you registered in. If you're on a motorcycle, and you do not have to be on a motorcycle, it's open to anybody that wants to come. You can make the ride. We have a 65-mile ride that you make, and we've got 3 stops that you stop, and you draw a card, and then you just come back through the country, like I say, make all 3 stops. When you get back, then you get another card. And let me back up just a little bit. You get a card before you leave, and then when you get back, you get your 5th card, and that's your poker hand. And you turn your poker hand in, and see who wins. We have a woman winner and a man winner every year, and then we have a second place each year for man and woman. And then we have games that you play off the backs, and so people that come in a car get to play games too. And like I said, they can make the run in a car. We don't care. We have had people to make it in a car. And so the main focus is the toys for the children. But we want everybody to have fun. We have a free lunch. We'll have the flyers this year, and I want to apologize. They say fish dinner, but that fell through. It's going to be barbecue.
Okay.
So I apologize in advance for that, but it is barbecue instead of a fish dinner. And everybody gets free lunch. And we're having a gospel singer come this year. We have a band every year. It's normally the Mudbone Band out of this local area, but they're out of town this year, and we're having Darrell Luster to come in from Mississippi. And a lot of people I know in this area have heard of Darrell Luster.
That's right.
He's pretty famous. He's got two really good songs that I can think of off the top of my head is I Can't Even Walk Without Holding Your Hand and No Charge, the song he wrote for his mother.
He has won a number of the country gospel awards.
Yes, he has. He's won a lot of awards. And like I say, once you bring your toy, everything else is free. The only other charge there is a T-shirt if you want to buy a T-shirt. And if you see a flyer and you can't be there that day and you would like to have a T-shirt, we'll have T-shirts for sale. Okay. You can call the number on that and we'll set it up, or you can go by ABC Autoplex and tell them there's people that come by because they can't come in any other way. They'll go by and buy a T-shirt. They'll go by and order a T-shirt, and we'll have them one made.
So the sales from the T-shirts also help?
Yes, they help. What we do, about 8 or 9 years ago, we used to give the T-shirts away. And about 8 or 9 years ago, a little girl named Rayleigh Box, you may have remember her. They had signs around town.
Yes.
She had cancer. Well, her daddy and I are friends, and we wanted to help her. So what we did is we decided to have a bike show, and people could vote by giving money. And we sold the T-shirts instead of giving them away, and we gave her the money. And this year, the little girl that's going to be getting the money is Emery Brown.
Okay.
She used to live in Winsboro. She lives in Silver Springs now and goes to, I forget, she's 6 years old. Is there a Travis school?
Yes.
That may be. I'm sorry. I'm not for sure. I think it says on the flyer. Okay. I can read that.
And I'll see her picture. She is a cancer patient.
I can't remember how you pronounce that.
Well, it's a long word. It says Emery has mitochondrial disease, Lay's disease. She's a first grader at Travis Elementary School. And proceeds of the bike show and T-shirt sales will benefit Emery Hope Brown, 6 years old. She wants to be a veterinarian when she grows up.
Yes, ma'am. And see, that's, like I say, for years we just gave the T-shirts away. And we have Keller's Creamery, ABC Autoplex, Rusty Mars Construction, and me and my wife, we buy the shirts and we donate them. And then the whole proceeds, the shirts are $10, the whole proceeds go to the little girl.
Okay. And you take pleasure in doing this sort of helping, this sort of charity is personal to you.
Yes, ma'am. Like I say, me and my wife is Ricky, and we started this. We wanted to do something to give back to the community, and it just started on motorcycles. The very first one, have we got time for a little history lesson?
We do.
Okay, the very first one, when we decided to do this, I wanted to come up with something to help the kids, so I contacted the Salvation Army, and they said they'd take our toys and get them to the right people, because I didn't know how to distribute them. Mm-hmm. Didn't really know how to gather them, but I sure didn't know how to distribute them. So I got with the Salvation Army, and we worked it out, and I was looking for somewhere to take the toys to so Salvation Army could pick them up. So I went by ABC Autoplex and talked to Ronnie Paris. I had known him for a few years and was talking to him, and he said, well, they can bring them up here. And I said, you sure? And he said, yes. He said, y'all have the Salvation Army meet you here. When we drove in that day, they had hot dogs waiting on us. Well, hot dogs have turned into, we still have hot dogs every year, but hot dogs have turned into stew for about 10 years, and hamburgers a time or two, barbecue, and just different things. But we still always have the hot dogs, just in case somebody don't want what else we're serving.
Well, and so Ronnie Paris and the others there at ABC Autoplex are very receptive to this event being held on their lot.
Yes, they are. They move all their cars out of the way. The man right next door is Leo. He loans us his parking lot there. The nursing home, they've told us that we can park a few cars into, back out of the way, but it's right there beside Ronnie's parking lot there. And I don't think they're called nursing homes anymore, but we can park a few cars there, and Super Handy lets us park over there if we need to. Okay. So we make do with what we got, but everybody's real helpful.
Well, so the No Name Motorcycle Group.
Yeah, we called ourselves No Name Riding Group, which, like I say, we don't ride too much as a group anymore. I've moved to Mount Vernon and stuff, but the toy run means a lot to us to help the kids. Okay.
And it's not that long, actually, till holiday time.
No, we set it up in November. About 12 years ago, it fell on second Saturday in November, and been there ever since. I think the first one was in November, might have been the second Saturday. The second one was in, I think it was the first Saturday, and the second one people griped because that's opening deer season. And so we moved it up into October. That didn't work out because Winsboro has something every weekend in October, and so it went to the second Saturday in November and been there ever since.
Well, we'll continue to remind people about your event, and that's the Holly Swatzell Memorial Fun Run, 15th annual, and it's coming up on Saturday, November 12th at ABC Autoplex. It's a good centralized location because it's right at the bottom of that College Street overpass.
Yes, ma'am, and it starts at 9, and it's usually over between 2 and 3 o'clock.
Okay.
And the singing starts at, Darrell Lester will start singing at 12 till 2. So this year it probably won't be over till at least 3, because then we'll have to give awards away and stuff after he sings.
Okay. Well, should people bring lawn chairs?
Yes, need to bring lawn chairs. I've got it on my flyers, but yes, to the listeners, thank you for bringing that up.
Okay. So that you'll have a place to sit and enjoy and stay as long as you'd like to. And I want to thank you for having this in your heart to do for the community.
Well, you're welcome, and thank you for having me on the air and letting people know about it.
Okay.
Rain delays affect more than baseball. Although the change was scheduled to take place Thursday, the overpass at the intersection of Interstate Highway 30 and State Highways 19 and 11 may be delayed. The pavement must be dry for painting of traffic stops that will note the change. TxDOT will continue to keep us informed. Here's Don Julian with sports.
Coach David Plunk has found a home in Hallsville. He's been there since 1998. He's in his 19th year. He played his high school football at Kilgore under legendary coach James Cameron. Plunk graduated from Stephen F. Austin, also the alma mater of Wildcats football coach Greg Owens. Coach Plunk was actually hired by Sulphur Springs coach James Cameron, but he didn't stay around here very long at all. A varsity spot opened on the Kilgore staff, and Coach Cameron encouraged him to take it. Coach Plunk was also at Elkhart, Grand Saline, and Cooper before getting the Hallsville job. The Bobcats have gone 2-7 this year, and they are 2-3 in district play. The Wildcats are also 2-3, and the winner of the game at Prim Stadium Friday will advance to the playoffs, while the loser will be out. Coach Plunk says this has been a frustrating season for him. He's had to battle some injuries. He indicates a win Friday should brighten his outlook considerably. Coach Plunk says, excluding District Powers, Marshall, and Texas High, he feels the Wildcats and Bobcats are playing as good as anyone in the district. He says it's fitting that the two teams will be determining a district playoff spot. Tuesday night's by-district loss to Forney marked the end of the first season for Lady Cats volleyball coach Justin Manis. His first Lady Cats team set the school record for victories in a season and made the playoffs after a second-place district finish. And Coach Manis was proud of the Lady Cats' effort Tuesday night, agreeing that they left it all out on the court.
Well, most definitely, and that's something we talked about in the huddle. As I kept telling them, just leave no doubts when it's done, win or lose, that you gave it your all. And at the end of the match, I told them, I said, I really felt that you guys gave what you had, and we played well. We gave the fans something to be excited about, and we gave Forney all they wanted. We really did.
I thought the first two sets, maybe the best the Lady Cats have looked this year.
Oh my goodness! I was thinking in my head. I was talking to Coach Hammock. If we could have had that consistency all year long, we might have been a 36-37 win team and possibly a district champs. But it's playoff atmosphere. Everybody changes their mentality when it comes to playoffs and play a little bit harder.
It just seems like the really good teams that we play that we just can't seem to get by, like Hallsville and especially Forney, they just seem to have an extra gear. I remember thinking about that against North Lamar, too, when they had them on the ropes. And maybe, that I guess that's maybe our next thing is to get that extra gear.
And that's what we're going to work on in off season. A lot of that is just the mental game. A lot of really good teams, even though they're up against a wall, find a way to reset, are able to come back and play consistent. And some teams who don't have that tend to overdo it. And sometimes you overdo it, you make more errors and things. Mm-hmm. It's about playing your game, and we're going to work a lot on that.
All right. And so generally, you're pretty pleased. It was kind of a team effort. Everybody just kind of,
it was. Everybody contributed. We had our opportunities, and a lot of things we just didn't execute on. We had open net. Our offense was working as well as it could had all year long. We didn't have any blockers against us, and we just hit a ball out maybe a couple inches. And it was just one of those nights. But as far as team, everybody contributed. I thought Maggie McGlamory, really, she was throwing it all on the floor. And they all were. They wanted to win. And after playing Forney early, and Forney beating us pretty handily early, it was nice to see. And you could see it on Forney's faces and the coaches' faces, like, okay, we better play, or this could be our last night.
Yeah, so you could see them unraveling.
They
once
could.
in a while we put pressure on them.
Put pressure on them, you bet. Mm-hmm.
Great outlook for the program. You lose two great seniors. Going to be hard to replace Tori as a setter, and with a great game Rita's put on the court this year, she's really developed into a great player. But 8 coming back. So.
It's going to be a bright future. You can't really say replace those. You can get people in their spots that have something special about them, but you can't replace who those people were. Rita and Tori, they're both good people and both good players. But I told them, I said, this is your last night, but you guys kind of set the standard. I think the program, the younger ones, see what we have to do in order to be successful and move on in the playoffs. So you guys had a big hand in what happened. So.
Not only 8 coming back, but to try to fill the spots that you may want to add to the roster. And look what great seasons JV and freshmen.
Oh my goodness, it's going to be fun to see, because I know there's some even 8th graders coming up to be freshmen that are going to be some good players. So, and these kids are just going to grow in off season. I haven't really had an off season with them, so we'll get to iron out a lot of the fundamental stuff and really work on vertical work and becoming that more dominant offensive team, be able to run our fast offense better and just be better defensively. So it's going to be exciting.
For over a year now, construction on a Family Life Center for the Trinity Harvest Church has been in progress. Recently, the construction has had an increase in production with purchases of materials to build the Family Life Center, currently starting with the base of all things, the foundation. The center is planned to expand space for the church's activities and hopefully draw attention to others throughout the community to attend the church. We spoke with Jason Connor for more information on the topic.
Hey, I'm Jason Connor, lead pastor here at the Trinity Harvest Church, and we are putting in a 12,000 square foot family life center.
And when did construction begin on the life center?
The construction actually began about 2 years ago, and it's been a long process getting all the paperwork done, and so I'm going to say probably about 6 months is up to this point now.
And do you have any idea on how long it's going to take to completion?
We're hoping by the end of January it will be ready to go into.
All right. And what made you want to build this center?
Well, we're completely out of room, and that's a good problem to have. But our children's facility has grown, our youth facility has grown, our congregation has grown. So we're just needing a place for fellowship, a place for recreation, and then also to be able to expand our sanctuary now. So in order to do that, we have to move our everything right now into a new location.
All right. And what will all be included in the family center?
Inside this is going to be a gymnasium, basketball, also for events, as far as any kind of fellowships, get-togethers. It's going to be community-wide. Is welcome to come and have things here also. It's also going to be a youth facility, a brand new place of worship for our children's facility, and then all the offices for all of our staff is going to also move over here.
All right. Thanks for the interview.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
The Life Center will primarily be used for the youth activities, but will have activities for all ages from time to time. I've been Elijah, delivering your KSST News.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.